Hello everybody, good morning to all of you. Today in this video, we are going to discuss on the topic Seebeck effect. Okay, Seebeck effect. What is Seebeck effect? Actually, we have to study three effects: Seebeck effect, Peltier effect, Thomson effect, and these come in category of thermoelectric effect. What is thermoelectric effect? The conversion of temperature difference to electric current or vice versa is termed as thermoelectric current. There are three major effects involved in a thermocouple circuit: the Seebeck, Peltier, and the Thomson. But we will focus in this video only on Seebeck effect. Okay, and you may see the question which is asked in the examination. Actually, this is the pattern. I am not saying that this question will be asked in the examination, but whenever the question will be asked on CBEC, a pattern will be like this. So if you prepare this question, it means you are preparing answer for any question related to CBEC effect. Okay, because every part has been covered in this video. See here, what is Seebeck effect? In 1821, in 1821, Thomas John Seebeck, a German physicist, discovered that when two dissimilar metal wires are joined at ends so as to form a loop, and if the two junctions are placed at different temperatures, the EMF is developed in the circuit. This effect is called Seebeck effect. I have already discussed this in the previous video. Okay, but here again I am repeating this. What is Seebeck? To understand the Seebeck effect, what we do here, take two matter. Seebeck effect means when temperature difference is maintained, current is produced. Not current, you may say EMF is developed, so current flows in the circuit. Okay, so temperature means thermal means heat converts into electricity. This is the result of Seebeck effect. So see here, for better understanding, we take two metallic wires of different metal. In figure, you may say this is wire of copper and this is wire of Fe. Okay, and these two wires are joined end to end here. Here, how many junctions are prepared? Two junctions. One junction is kept in warm water, other junction is kept in cold water. Or you may say directly, one junction is kept cold, cooling effect, other junction is kept hot. If we do this arrangement, Seebeck did only this. He took two metal, joined at ends, formed two junction, one junction kept at high temperature, other junction kept at low temperature, and he saw the deflection in the galvanometer. The deflection in the galvanometer confirms that current is in the wire. You may ask, why not ammeter? Because current is here, not so large that will be detected by ammeter. Current is feeble here. So much weak current that even you touch the wire, you do not feel any jerk. And that is why galvanometer is connected. Galvanometer shows the measures even small current. The galvanometer deflection confirms that there is a current. Now question is there any battery? No. Is there any connection with generator? No. Then from where current? the current comes from? Obviously, due to temperature difference. And this is the result of Seebeck effect. Seebeck told that whenever temperature difference is maintained at the two junctions of two dissimilar metallic wires, current is set up, EMF is produced. Here, the EMF so developed is called thermoelectric effect. Current is called thermoelectric effect, a current. And the pair of or arrangement of two metallic wires is called thermocouple, and this phenomenon is known as Seebeck effect. Okay. Seebeck did experiment on thermocouples of different metals and keeping the junction on same temperature. I told earlier, he got different value of EMF and direction of current. From the observations, he found that the magnitude of current depends upon temperature difference. Okay, just I told you that current is not so large, current is feeble. Okay, but we may increase the current, we may increase the EMF by increasing the temperature difference. So more is the temperature difference, more is the current. So by maintaining temperature difference between the two junctions, by varying the temperature difference between two junctions, we can change the current. And second, it depends upon pair of metals also, which we have selected. If you take copper and Fe pair, if you take as antimony and bismuth pair, the current will be different. In antimony bismuth pair, current will be large because antimony is at one side of the series, bismuth is on the other side. So there is a large gap. But FeCu, the gap is small. What is the gap? You may see here. This is the series of metals. This is selection of metals, arrangement of metals in order. First antimony, last bismuth. Who arranged this? Seebeck arranged this. Seebeck did experiment by preparing different thermocouples pairs and on the observations what he did in different what he found in different experiment, he prepared a list of metals to get the direction of current. Okay, he according to Seebeck, if we want to know the direction of current, first we see which metal of the thermocouple appears in the list first. Suppose we take the thermocouple of FeCu here, Fe and Cu. You can see Fe is below and Cu is upside, but it does not matter. Which wire is upside, which wire is right side, which wire is left side does not matter. Matter is that first we observe what are the metals constituting thermocouple. These two metals, Fe and Cu. Now which one is in the series first? This one. Okay. We can see Fe comes first here. Okay. And Cu comes after Fe. So current will start from Fe, current will begin from Fe and flow to Cu. Current flows from Fe to Cu, but now question is through hot or cold? Through cold junction. Because current flows from Fe to Cu through cold junction. So in some textbook, the series is reversed because here it starts from antimony, last on bismuth. But in some text it starts with Bi and ends on Sb. In that case, the direction of current will be reversed. And at that time, we will say that current flows through hot junction. Okay, and see here, this is PV. Left side, those metals which are on the left side of PV is thermoelectrically positive, and the right side, these are the metals right side, these are, it is called thermoelectrically negative, this one. Here the voltage produced by Seebeck is very small. As I told you, the extremely weak, feeble, usually only a few million volt, of the order of 10 to this power minus 6 volt. You can imagine, extremely small. So it is very difficult to detect, but we can detect it, and we can increase this voltage, not so high, but up to few millivolts. From micro, we can switch over to milli, provided that if we increase the temperature difference. Because as I told you earlier, that the current can be increased by increasing the temperature difference. Okay, and numerous such devices can be connected in series to increase the output voltage. You may you might be thinking that what is the use of this thermocouple, even there is no current, no voltage so high that can be used for commercial purpose. Yes, I agree. The current or voltage is not so large, but we can increase the output voltage, not as you expect, but up to a certain value by connecting in series. So many thermocouples are connected in series. And if we want to increase the current, we can connect thermocouple in parallel. Thermocouples in parallel. Now we are going to determine thermo EMF using potentiometer. For this, what we do? We take potentiometer first. As we know, in a potentiometer, generally there are 10 wires, each 1 meter length. So this is a potentiometer. It starts from here, it lasts here. And this term is A here. By mistake, it is not mentioned here, but you may correct it. It is A, and this term end is D here. So this end is D, and this is A. Okay. A and D here. And this is a resistance large value. Now you may ask why the large value resistance, because the voltage EMF developed in the Seebeck effect is of the order of 10 to minus 6 voltage. So in order to compensate the voltage, we connect a large resistance in series with the potentiometer. Okay, this is a battery and this is a variable resistance. Now this is a standard cell, key K1, key K2, and Cu. This is a thermocouple. This one is the this is the thermocouple of copper Fe. This is cold junction and this is hot junction. And actually null deflection is obtained with the help of jockey. Jockey is put in contact at any point of the wire where we get no deflection, known as null deflection. So here, as I told you, that actually with the help of this formula, we will get the EMF. We will measure the EMF, and The figure is this and description is given here. Now, main part of this question is that variation of thermoelectric EMF with temperature. Variation of thermoelectric EMF with temperature. Vivek experimentally observed that if any one junction of the thermoelectric couple is kept at 0 degrees C and the temperature of the other junction is increased gradually, then the graph drawn between thermoelectric EMF versus temperature is a parabola. So many times I told you that temperature difference is responsible to temperature difference can be minus to change the magnitude of current. Okay. So if the temperature difference is changed, current will change, or you may say EMF will change. So we wish to plot a graph between EMF versus temperature. The graph comes a parabola. What we do? We put one junction at 0 degrees C and other junction is heated. So the temperature gradually rises. From the graph you can see that as the temperature increases, EMF increases. EMF increases. Okay. At certain temperature, the EMF becomes maximum. It means EMF will not increase due to increase in temperature. No. The temperature at which EMF becomes maximum is known as neutral temperature. Here, the definition is given here, neutral temperature. Now, if we increase further temperature difference, or if we if we give it more heat to the junction, then what will happen? EMF instead of increasing start decreasing. It means EMF rises maximum and now it start decreasing. Okay. And at a certain temperature it becomes 0. You may see here at this point, at this point, at this temperature, the EMF becomes 0. And if we increase further temperature, if we give more heat further, then it changes direction. Reverse, not change it. You may say it reverse the direction. So the temperature the the direction of EMF reversed is known as temperature of inversion. So it is Tn, it is Ti. If you wish to know the value of T or Ti, it is different for different thermocouple. Here I am giving, I have given example for CuFe thermocouple. In CuFe thermocouple from experiment, neutral temperature of 270 degrees C and temperature of inversion is 540, just double. Means Ti is the double of Tn. We can see here. For Cu epithermocouple, Tn is equal to this much and Ti is equal to this much. As I told you, the graph is parabola, which is represented by this equation. Here T and T square. A and B are constant. So if we differentiate one time differentiation, we will get this one. And this term dE by dt is called thermoelectric power. So thermoelectric power is equal to here dE by dt. At neutral temperature, EMF is maximum. it means its differentiation will be 0, dE by dt will be 0. So if it is 0, this one is 0, then A is equal to 2b Tn. So Tn is equal to this one. Similarly, at T is equal to Ti, again E is equal to 0. Inversion temperature, E is equal to 0. So if we set E is equal to 0 at Ti, Ti is equal to minus A by B. If we compare these two, Tn and Ti, equation 2 and 3, we get Ti is equal to 2Tn, double. I have already mentioned this. So thank you.